yourself earlier, a journalist would have provided. But here's the reality. You f***ing know all this because you aren't as dumb as your face would have us believe. Perhaps if your handlers had allowed, you would have seen there is a hidden fee to your cheap groceries and orderly streets. Ask Alexei Navalny or any of his supporters.
In Vladimir Putin's Russia, political repression is everywhere. And hundreds have been arrested for daring to honor Navalny so publicly.
Right. Because the difference between our urinal-caked, chaotic subways and your candelabred, beautiful subways is the literal price of freedom. But the goal that Carlson and his ilk are pushing is that there's...
Stop this. It's done. He's an idiot. To ridicule Tucker Carlson when he clearly knows absolutely nothing about what's actually going on in the world. Maybe he does, and he's just a piece of shit. But at the end of the day, I think what Tucker is trying to showcase, these countries aren't very different from each other. We're not very different from each other. Putin's Russia is not very different from fucking Justin Trudeau's Canada, except for, you know, one end is a little bit more conservative and the other end is far too fucking liberal. And on either end, you have absolute disaster. You know, in Russia, you've got a country that clearly is run very militantly. And as a result, you have less homelessness, less crime, health insurance, all the things that you would expect from high taxes, which I'm sure they all pay. They probably have very low morale in Russia. But on the other end, you know, in Canada and in the United States, you have a very small select people who are very happy with the situation because they're making tons of money at the expense of the middle to lower class people who are making nothing. So on the one end, you've got socialism and the Democrats and the liberals are pushing for, and they're just as evil. What they want is war, and they need war. So they're continuing to try and vilify Putin in any capacity they can. And you've got the left-wing media trying to bring on as many liberal morons and sellouts like Bill Maher and fucking Seth MacFarlane and now Jon Stewart, which is such a shame because I grew up idolizing Jon Stewart. I would stay up late at night to watch his show. You know, when I was 12, 13 years old, to watch his late night show that was on at 1:30 in the morning. And to see that they're bringing everybody on board again, and it's just going to be a repeat of 2020 and, you know, 2016, trying to demonize Donald Trump. I mean, you don't have another option, people. The only other option you have is Joe Biden. And I swear on my left fucking nut, they are going to bring in Michelle Obama. They are bringing her on. They are prepping the United States because they know Biden is not going to be able to do it. He can't make this fucking election. He can't make the campaign. He can't do the debates. He's too far gone. It's already been admitted. He did that press conference recently where he tried to justify his memory, which was just another sad old grandpa moment to watch. Get off my lawn! You know, that's all I think it sounded like, the poor guy. But Tucker Carlson showed us the other side. And for the left to try and vilify him as he's just a reporter. He's a reporter, and they're trying to turn him into this terrorist. They're trying to turn him into a terrorist. And it's starting to get really kind of scary to see what lengths they're going to create and further this divide between the left and the right.